Hello, Nistas and Nistos. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista, and over here we do mainly things fragrance, whether it's body or home. And today we are here to talk about the fragrance combinations that I wore the entire week starting February the 4th. So if you're interested in hearing about those fragrances and or combinations, please stay tuned. All right, so starting off Sunday. Sunday was a really busy day for me. My tits and I, we went out and we did some shopping on this particular day. And, it was hoodie, tights type of weather, but I was still, giving a vibe. So I was running a little late, so I really didn't have time to think about the fragrance, but I, wanted to put something on that's always safe for me. So I started off with this Arabian replica for Yum Pistachio Gelato from KayAli. But the fragrance that I'm speaking of, this is the Khair Pistachio from Paris Corner. And it is a really close dupe for the Yum Pistachio KayAli. It is sweet, it's creamy, it's yummy, it's really good. And it does invoke that pleasant, happy type of mood. Airy kind of fragrance, yet gourmand. So I wanted to add a little depth to it because it was a rainy and cold day on this particular day. Wow, what a day to go shopping. But this is the Xerjoff Oud Tonka from Swiss Arabian. I think this is the latest release, you guys, and this is so good. So I learned about this over in TikTok land, and anytime something's difficult to get, it just only raises my entrance in it because I need to understand what the other people understand. So this is good. So I get it. I have mentioned that this is somewhat of a dupe for BDK's Velvet Tonka, and I do have that fragrance, but this is a little different. So I want to say that it's the oud note that's giving it a different twist, but initially it will put you in the mind of the BDK Velvet Tonka, but this was a really nice combination, you guys, and it lasts all day. Even when I did the laundry on the shirt that I was wearing that particular day, I could still smell this fragrance. So that was my fragrance combination for Sunday. All right, so Monday, I was in the mood for a rich, sweet rose with some depth. So what I did, I started off with this Love Cacao. You guys, I'm gonna just have to break down and go to Macari and purchase this. When I initially got this, I got the lotion and the oil. I used the oil up some time ago, but I would wish that Bath & Body Works bring this back because this is a perfect body care item for a beautiful rose fragrance. So I started off with this. Then, as I said, I wanted a rich, sweet rose. So the deepest rose that I would say I have in my collection is from Tom Ford's Private Blend, and this is the Rose Prick, you guys. Now, this was not a favorite of mine, and I wouldn't say that it's still a favorite, but it does have a place in my collection. Very beautiful fragrance, and if you're for compliments on a rose fragrance notes that's deep and it has some spiciness to it, I would definitely recommend this particular rose. So I went in with this, and then to add a little extra sweetness, yet still with that floralness to it, although this does have orange blossom in it, but it paired so perfect. I went in with the Valentino Donna Born in Roma Pink Double P. This was a limited fragrance. I don't know if you can still get this. I think the last place that I saw someone mention that you can purchase it from was Kohl's, but this is something that I purchased from Sephora, and it was with them a limited time. I'm not really sure if they still have it or not, but that was my fragrance combination for Monday. And when I told you I got compliments on top of compliments that particular day, so not only did I feel that the fragrance was a hit for that day, but others did also. So moving on into Tuesday, you guys, I was really excited about this because I had gotten this package in the mail the week before, and I was just so happy to have it that I was really excited about wearing. I think I got it like that Saturday, and I was really excited about wearing it. Now, I've worn this fragrance before but I didn't have it in full bottle size. Yes, you guys, I finally got it. So this is Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. This is also a very hype fragrance. I feel safe saying that this is a viral fragrance. It is a true gourmand. But I wasn't reluctant to purchasing it, but I wanted to speak to some of my fellow content creators to see if it was necessary to have this and another fragrance that is extremely similar to this, which is the Escapade Gourmand. But after playing around and sampling it, I do think that it was room in my fragrance collection for the both of them. So I am so happy that I finally got this in my collection. So I started off with this. This is a creamy gourmand vanilla forward fragrance. So this particular day I was in the mood for something apple, but I wanted it a little spicy yet creamy. So in my mind I had envisioned smelling somewhat like apple pie and ice cream, but also with a perfumey edge to it. So I paired it with the Dolce Am Mafia from the Casa Marati line with Xerjoff, and this is a spicy apple fragrance. This is such a beautiful fragrance, you guys. This is the latest one that I have added to my collection from the Casa Marati line. However, this probably should have been the first because it is just that good. And if I had known how good it was, I would have gotten it in a larger size bottle because this is so good. So that was my fragrance cocktail for Tuesday, and I really enjoyed it. All right, so Wednesday, I wanted to really wear this body care combination, but I couldn't think of what I could pair it with in my collection as far as fragrance. And it's something that I've had for quite a while, and I really do like this fragrance from Bath & Body Works. And it was one of their Christmas specials a couple years ago, but this is the Twinkling Midnight Sky. It has fragrance notes of midnight flower, sparkling vanilla, and ice blackberry. This is such a beautiful fragrance. This is one of those fruity fragrances that you can wear year round, but this is a very safe fruity fragrance, I feel, that you can wear in cool to cold weather. So I also use the Fine Fragrance Mist. Then I wanted to pair it with something creamy, vanilla forward, but still have that fruit component in it. And I did not want to make it extra cakey, pastry-like gourmand, but I wanted it to be a little bit more fruity. So I went in with the Oudgasm Vanilla Oud from KayAli. You know, there's vanilla sugar, praline, and it has this saffron note as well as this oak moss, and of course the oud. So I think that oud, it does kind of like pull down that pastry cakey gourmand that sometimes vanilla can give. So I went in with this, and then I paired it with one of my all-time favorites. I've had quite a few bottles of this in my collection, and this can easily be a signature scent because at one point I want to say that it was mine because I wore it so much. But this is Trish McEvoy's number 9, and this is Blackberry Vanilla Musk. So the musky note in this paired really well with the oak malt notes. And of course, the blackberry, it paired well with the body care items. And it was just such a nice fragrance combination. And I got what I wanted. It wasn't your pastry cakey type of gourmand, but it did give you like a creamy, fruity gourmand. So really enjoyed this fragrance. And that was my fragrance combination for Wednesday. Thursday, I completely switched gears, and that's the beauty of fragrance and combining fragrances, you guys, because you can just about create the vibe that you want for that particular day. So I wanted something still with a subtle fruitiness, but I wanted to just give me sexiness. I wanted to give me boss energy. That's what I was looking for on this particular day. And I cannot remember what I wore this particular day, but I remember it was something, I was really dressed up, you know, so it was one of those type of days. But I wanted to be fun, not so much flirty, but I wanted to have that fun, fruity, yet serious type of fragrance combination. So what I did, I started off with the Santal Bloom body oil by Saltair, and this body oil is florals. I don't know what floral is in it, but it's florals with sandalwood. So you guys know how I feel about a sandalwood, and this is a creamy sandalwood, but whatever florals, the bloom that's in it, it is good. So it's really nice. Really enjoy this. Then I went in with the BDK's Ce Soir. So you guys, this is such a beautiful fragrance. I was not a fan initially of the original Ce Soir, but this one right here, it does it for me. So this does have fruits in it, pear being one that I really smell inside of here, and it has this ginger note that is so good, that just complements the creaminess and the sandalwood, as well as a vanilla base. And I paired it with a fragrance that has that same type of vibe. It has some pretty florals, but it has like this fun fruitiness to it. And that fragrance is Prada Paradoxe, and this is the intense version, because the intense version, to me, it gives you a little bit more sophistication with that moss note, that oak moss note that is in here. And it's not oak moss, I just think it's moss, but that moss note that's in here, but it paired so well together, and it was such a pleasing combination. So that was my fragrance for Thursday. Now Friday, you guys, was my birthday, and I was just in a total mood. I'm just excited and happy for having another year of life, and I'm decreeing and declaring that I have many more. And my family bought me perfumes, of course, and that haul will come later. I'll include it in my February fragrance hauls, but this is one of the fragrances that they got for me, and this is La Capitale by Xerjoff. You guys, I have had a sample of this fragrance that I have been playing around with. I've actually gone in store and sampled this fragrance at one of my local fragrance boutiques. So I already knew what the request would be for the birthday, and it was granted. So this is one of the fragrances that they got me, and it is so good, you guys. I always knew that this fragrance reminded me of something that I had in my collection, and it finally came to me. It is not a dupe. It is not a replacement or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but it is a very similar vibe, and it does remind me of Nomad, which is one of my favorite fragrances from Bond Number 9. It reminds me of that same type of fruity, creamy, sweet sexiness, but it has like a I wouldn't say a masculine undertone, but it just has a rich undertone to it. So the undertone in this one is leather. So this has strawberry, it has caramel, it has a leather note in it, and it's just downright good. So I did not layer it with anything other than just a body oil with no fragrance to it. And this was an entire vibe, you guys. So in, you know, future times, I will play around with it and layer it with other things. This wore really well early February, and I do think that this is a fragrance that will probably wear just as well in any other season, because I wear my Nomad throughout the entire year. And this is a really beautiful fragrance. So that was my fragrance for Friday, and I really enjoyed it. All right, fragrance for Saturday. The weather had me in a really melancholy type of mood, and it's still kind of like that today. It's rainy, it's, you know, very cloudy. So I tend to use my fragrances to just kind of like change that type of mood. And this fragrance, or something similar to it, does it every time. So I started off with the Pistache Skincare Pistachio Body Butter. Now this is, it's sweet, but it's not overly gourmand to me. That's just my opinion. It's more nutty than it is, you know, cakey or sugary sweets. But really enjoy this. I'm not a big fan of the texture of it, but I do think that it has beneficial properties in it as far as how it benefits the skin. I really haven't, researched it, but I'm not a big fan of the texture because it's not one of your like oil-based body butters. It is definitely a cream. So I started with this, and then I went in with the Hair by Hair Pistachio by Paris Corner. So I've already mentioned that this is a really close dupe for the Yum Pistachio Gelato. So I went in with this, and then I wanted to add some extra sweetness to it, but I wanted to add that bright orange blossom note. So I topped it off with the Valentino Donna Born in Roma Pink Double P. And this is orange blossom, vanilla type of fragrance. So the most prominent notes in this fragrance to me is the orange blossom as well as the vanilla. And it is such a sweet, it's it girl type of fragrance. I know that sounds cliche-ish, but I mean, it is. Look at the packaging. So beautiful. So those were my fragrance cocktails for the week, February the 4th. I hope you've enjoyed the content. And if you'd like to share in the comment section below, please feel free to do that. Any of your fragrances or fragrance combinations that you wore this week, share those. If you've used any of the things that I have shared here, we can also have some commentary about those as well. But leave those in the comment section below because the engagement, it really does help the channel and push me, out into the algorithm because I am trying to grow the channel. So if you're not a part of Nista's Nation, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I want to thank you guys again from the most sincerest place in my heart. Thank you so very much for supporting my channel. A view, a thumbs up, engagement. It really matters and it does make a difference with my channel. So I thank you so very much. And do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.